What's going on, everybody? Kart here, and today we're back again with some Mario Kart Wii CTGP 200cc custom tracks. In the last video we played a mixture. We played some more modern tracks, we played some retro tracks. Today I'm not sure where we're going to go, but all I know is that it's going to be fun. In case you don't know how the series works, basically we're going to be playing 7 custom tracks, and we're going to be seeing which ones work and which ones don't. Sometimes there'll be only retros though. I'm planning another one soon, but that's not what this video is going to be. Instead, we're going to be doing just, again, probably another mixture of retros and nitros, I guess is what they call it in Mario Kart DS, the more modern tracks. But first off, we're going to be playing Bowser's Fiery Fortress. This is a retro track. It's a Mario Kart 7 retro track. And this was... I think the Special Cup. This was definitely the Special Cup. But yeah, this was a track that I've never really struggled with. It's always been a track where I've had pretty good races on. I don't think I've played this track before. I might have done before, but I honestly can't remember. It's been a while since I played any of these custom tracks. I've mostly just been focusing on Ice and Rain and modes like that. But yeah, 200cc, Bowser's Castle. So far I think, like, oh, this bit could be problematic. I remember playing this on 150, and always being really intimidated rather by that bit. Can I cut this corner? Yes, I can. But yeah, no, I think this is one of those tracks where, oh, jeez. Oh, you can make that circle now, that's cool. That's the other thing that I was thinking, because, in 150, I'm pretty sure you can't get through that circle. So the fact that you can now is quite cool. Let's see if we can take the other route here. So there's a little cylinder back here. You can go through, up, you can go on top, and then back down. I don't know how much that will actually help you, though, in a race. So I'm not sure if it will save time or anything like that. Oh, no. I don't know what that was. I hit, like, the pipe up there or something, which the lava was flowing down. I don't know. But, yeah, no, I think this is, so far this is a really cool track, to drive. Like, it's not, like, really open, but it's not, you know, oh, I'm gonna fall off there. Yep. It's not really open, but it's not confined either. It's like it's a happy middle. And I always hit the bottom route. I think, what's happening here is where we're kind of, quote-unquote, beating the track timer. Because what I think is going on, usually in 150, is you take that that top route once, and then you take the bottom route the last 2 laps. But on 200cc, I think you're just going so fast that you beat the timer, and you can take that top route twice, which is something you just can't do in 150, which is interesting. I think we've done that before on a couple of maps. I can't remember off the top of my head, though. I've played so many custom tracks in this series now that I'm genuinely not... Sometimes I'm not sure which ones I've played or not. But yeah, this track I think is pretty cool, for 200cc at least. Like I said, it's not really wide, but it's not really confined either. So it's like a happy medium between the two. The one gripe I have about the track in general is it's the same complaint I had with Warrior's Shipwreck. At the very start of the track, there are 2 ramps that are going to the castle, and for whatever reason, you can't take those routes, which I don't understand why. Like, again, why include them if there's no way to get to them? But yeah, I don't know. I think it's another one of those things that would only work in Mario Kart 7 with like the glider and stuff. But yeah, this track works pretty well on 200cc. Can the other 6 tracks be better than this? Let's find out. So for the next track, we're going to be playing Celestial Ruins. Just from looking at this, I can't remember what this track is. Like, usually with tracks, I can look at a track name and kind of go, yeah, I remember that. Or if I don't, I'll usually recognize the track and then I'll be able to piece it together. But, this one, I can't tell anyway because of the fog. Oh, wait. No, I recognize this one now. Yeah, no. Okay. So, this is a track that, if you can probably tell from my voice and how I wasn't entirely sure what this track was, I haven't played this one very often. This is one of those tracks where it just doesn't come off a lot in my spare time when I'm racing by myself. It hasn't come up in online races either. It's just one of those things. It's one of those tracks where it just never comes up for whatever reason. But yeah, this track I think is pretty cool for 150. I'm not sure about 200 though. I think it's just one of those things where there's a lot of opportunities to fall off. Oh god, like here. I wasn't quite paying attention. But yeah, like that. There's so many opportunities to fall off. And this turn, yeah, if you were going around that normally, there was no way to be able to make that. But I think this is one of those tracks as well, which is just kind of really, really cool and imaginative on how it goes about things. Like, we're in ruins, but like, it actually looks like a ruined temple, which is just like, so cool. It's just like, the environment as well, like, maybe on the track there's not a whole lot going on, but in the environment there's so many things that are happening, and it's really cool. Like, inside here, this is the most exciting part, even though the fog, you can't see where you're going. So, I imagine that would be quite jarring for people who haven't played this track before. But yeah. Oh god. I keep hitting walls today. But yeah, this track, I think it works on 200cc. I can just say that for the, you know, before the race ends. This track, again, it's like I was saying before with Battle's Fiery Fortress. It's not really wide, but it's not really confined either, so it reaches the happy medium. But yeah, this is, it's not one of my favourite custom tracks that I've played on 200cc, but it's definitely up there as, you know, one of the really, really good custom tracks that I've played. So it's better than Rush City Run and Haunted Woods, for example, but I don't think it's as good as tracks like Dragon Burial Grounds. I give that track a lot of praise, but go and watch my Saying Hello to New Tracks 2 for the most recent update, and watch me play Dragon Burial Grounds, and watch me just explode in sheer joy at how cool that track is. We'll be playing that at some point on the 200cc custom track series, but not today. I think we'll be focusing on other tracks today. Okay, so next up we're going to do a quote-unquote retro track. We're going to be playing Diddy Kong Racing Ancient Lake. Now, if you haven't played Diddy Kong Racing, what are you doing? Go play it. It's a really, really fun game. I never played the original, though. The original was on the N64, and then the remake was on the Nintendo DS, which is what I had when I was a kid. That was the first proper console that I owned. Apart from, like, the PlayStation. It was the first Nintendo console I ever owned. I'll just correct myself, because the first major console I ever owned was a PS2. But anyway, Diddy Kong Racing. Really, really cool game. So I could say All-Stars Racing kind of took the concept and, like, they didn't make it their own, they just ripped it off Diddy Kong Racing. Because in Sonic and Sega also Transformed, you can transform into a car, a hovercraft, and an aeroplane. In Diddy Kong Racing, released in the 90s, you can play as a car, a hovercraft, and an airplane. Can you see where I'm going with this? So yeah, there's a lot of cool Diddy Kong Racing tracks in there, but unfortunately there's only 3 here. So, okay. I thought this was bleh. I'm so shocked I can't talk. I thought this was a like a 5 or 7 lap track. That went so quickly. I mean, I didn't encounter any problems on it, so I mean, yeah, it works fine. Moving on, I guess. Wow. So I think after DKR Ancient Lake, I think we need to play a slightly longer track. So we're gonna go with Flowery Greenhouse. This track I think is quite cool. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a really, really cool track to drive, and it's a lot of fun on 150. Is it fun on 200cc though? That's the question that we are going to attempt to answer here on this series. Right here, right now. Let's do this. But yeah, you see, like, I love the beginning of this track, because you go into the pipe, and you just fly into the warehouse. Which, like, and you can hit the shortcut as well. You can skip that leaf part entirely. I'll take it next lap though, because not a lot of people appreciate that side route. Not side route. The shortcut I took is a side route, but everybody takes it. No one takes the main route, and it's a little, I guess, underappreciated. So we're going to show some love to the main route once we complete lap 1 here. But yeah, the reason why I like this track so much is because it really reminds me of a Mario Party DS board. I think it was the first one you did, and I remember Mario Party DS being so cool when I was a kid because of all the different like levels you could go through. I think the final level was a pinball machine that Bowser operated, which was really cool. So yeah, this is the normal route you go down. It's like a flight of leaf stairs that you go down, but obviously skipping that is the much faster option. And yeah, the creator, I don't know who created this track. I want to say Spy Kid, but it's probably not Spy Kid. Whoever made this track, they made it remarkably easy to just cut through that section, which is a shame because I think the leaf path is actually quite a neat idea. But yeah, Mario Party DS was one of those tracks, or one of those games, sorry, where I just loved it because of the board designs, and this is one of the board designs I assume like it took inspiration from. I'm probably wrong with that, but I like to think that Flowery Greenhouse was made inspired by Mario Party DS. It's one of my favourite handheld games of all time. I remember playing that with like, I tried playing it with all of the different characters. I think I managed to get through maybe 4 or 5 out of I think the 12 playable ones, but no, I never finished all of them. But yeah, I should probably play Mario Party at some point on the channel. If I can get my friends round, because they're all busy with their own projects and stuff like that. I think one of them's on holiday at the minute as I'm recording this. But if I can get them all round, we should probably play a round of Mario Party. I'll record them for you guys because that would be really fun. But yeah, this track, going back to this track, I went off on a tangent on Mario Party. Wrong game. But yeah, this track works on 200cc as well. The good thing about this series is I haven't found many tracks that haven't worked on 200cc. Like, the only ones I can think of off the top of my head are like Rush City Run and tracks like that. Or like really confined areas. But yeah, this track works well because it's a really, really wide track, and yeah, not many issues with this one. This is a really cool track for 200cc, and that's all I have to say about it. Nothing special, but really cool track, and if it is inspired by Mario Party DS, I love you. So the next track we're going to play is Lakeside Hill. This is a track that I've played a fair amount. I seem to remember time trialing this on 150cc for a while. Especially because I think I saw the expert staff goes and thought, yeah, no, I can do this. And then lo and behold, I couldn't do it. But yeah, this is a track that I think is underappreciated. This track, whenever I see, like, you know, people comment about Mario Kart Wii CTGP, this track never comes up. I think that's a shame because it's really simple, but it has a really kind of cool theme and a really cool design. Like, not every track has to be really crazy on the same levels as, like, Melting Magma Melee, for example. They can be really simple and also really cool. Like, for example, this one's really cool. One of my favourite tracks in CTGP is Jungle Jamble. I think that's a really cool track. Obviously, it doesn't always work. Like, ASDF track still looks like something a 5-year-old could draw. But, like, it's still a really, really cool track to play. Like, that's not me commenting on how the track drives, this is me commenting on how the track looks. But yeah, this is one of those tracks, again, really simple, but really cool at the same time as well. I don't know how I just missed that ramp. Can I take this bit inside? Oh boy. Kind of. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say no, instead of kind of, because I feel like if I went any further to the left, I'd have just flown off the map. Low trick that ramp, nice, and except you can't take that ramp after doing that. So that's a downside. But yeah, underappreciated track. Let's take this really inside. Woohoo! We're playing with fire. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this track works on 200cc. Absolutely no brainer. Really wide. It's a shame you can't take that first corner really, really inside. But yeah, not everything can go your way, I guess. But yeah, really, really cool track. Works entirely well on 200cc. Let's move on. So next up we're going to do Rockside River. Again, this is another one of those tracks where I can't remember what this track is, although I've played this a couple of times. So my best time is 121.470 on the Mark bike. But I don't know. Maybe it's one of those tracks where I'll recognize it when I see it, but just from the name, I do not recognize this at all. I feel like I'm just going into it blind. Okay, no, I do recognize this one. Yeah, I do remember this track goes quite quickly, but unlike DKR Ancient Lake, this is a 5-lap track, so it's not like as quick as, you know, Ancient Lake was. But like, yeah, this track I think is also one of those tracks which it's easy to drive, but it's also quite hard to master, I guess, because all these chain chomps running around, if you're not in the right spot, you can just get wiped out. There's a lot of obstacles around here, that's the thing. And because of like these kind of blind corners, you can't tell where the chain jump's going to be next, which for me is actually quite scary, not knowing where the chain jumps are. But like, yeah, you see there, I'm in the right position to avoid that one, so I know where they are. But for example, I was going around like from like first corner from the tunnel and inside out, I would not be able to tell where the chain jump is. Luckily, I don't think they go across this part. It's more just, oh no, I messed that one up. Yeah, do you see what I mean? If you're not in the right position and if you don't see where they are, you're basically screwed. And I think that, oh no, I think that it sounds really obvious, but like, it's true. Like, Peach Gardens, I think, is an example of that, where like, if you don't know where you're going, you're kind of screwed. Especially when you don't know where the chain chomps are coming from. Because like, oh no, they can come across it. But yeah, Peach Gardens is one of those tracks, like, it's not scary at first until you get to the maze, where all the chain chomps are, and then it starts getting a little bit scary. So you don't know where all the chain chomps are going to be. And that chain chomp's going through the tunnel, I didn't know they could do that. But yeah, this track works on 200cc as well. Really open, maybe a few too many moles, maybe a few too many chain jumps, but I think this one's pretty fine. This works well on 200cc as well. So the last track we're going to play today is Crystal Dungeon. This track is really, really cool. This is probably one of my favourite custom tracks in CTGP, just because of how, like, it's just cool. Like, I can't explain it very well. But just the shortcuts you can do in this are really cool. There's one shortcut, I'm going to try it, I'm going to attempt it. Maybe not this one, maybe not this lap. So I want to show off some more shortcuts first. But there's a shortcut you can do where you can get down here from that first ramp. It's really, really cool. On 150, you can do that with a mushroom. Oh wait. You can use it with a mushroom and just taking a very wide turn at the beginning. But yeah, this track in general I think is just a really, 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 really cool track. If you couldn't tell from the amount of reallys I put in really cool tracks, I just adore this one. It's one of those tracks where, again, it might not... Oh no, never mind. So much for keeping all my mushrooms. But yeah, I think this is one of those tracks where it's just cool. Like, again, words can't describe it, but I think it's just one of those things where you just kind of fall in love with the track, and then you get to love it forever. If that makes any sense. What I'm trying to say is, this is one of those tracks where once you see it for the first time, you'll be like, oh, okay. And then when you play it a lot more, you'll kind of appreciate it a lot more, and they'll be like, this is amazing. And that was me when I first played this. I didn't think too much of this track when I first played it. Then when I played it a little bit more, and kind of got used to it, I was like, yeah, no, this is actually a really good track. You have to trick there, by the way. I think this mushroom section so far has been the bane of my existence so far. But even then, when I trick, I nearly fell off. I don't feel confident in taking this shortcut, Shroomless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retry this after this lap is done. And then I'm going to attempt that shortcut once, and see how it goes. But yeah, overall I think this track, again, works really well. Can I take this really inside? Yes, I can. Yeah, this track works really well on 200cc. Again, it's really open. This is probably one of the more open tracks I've seen so far in this series. Because like a lot of the tracks that I've played recently, I think are quite confined. But like, well, not just confined, but it's like, again, it reaches the happy middle. But yeah, this track works really well on 200cc. But now, the moment of truth. Time to find out if we can take that shortcut. Okay, so we've just started a new race. My ghost is off doing his own thing. So basically the aim is to go off this ramp really wide, and then be able to turn in so we can cut off that entire turn. You'll see what I mean when it's in practice. But if we're just boosting off, let's take it really wide, and then maybe turn a little bit, and then drive in! Oh, so close. That sucked. I didn't even get a respawn. That's the one downside with that shortcut. The respawns are so cruel. I think I must have made that once before on 200. So I have played this on 200 before, but with like the Mark bike. That's probably why. The Mark bike has better turning than the Flame Runner, so that's probably why I did better on that one. That attempt rather, than on the Flame Runner like I am now. And that's going to do it for this video. We had some fun on this one. We played mostly modern tracks, apart from the two retros at the beginning. Bowser's Fiery Fortress from Mario Kart 7 and Ancient Lake from Diddy Kong Racing. But yeah, this was just a really, really fun video to do. Obviously, there were some moments that I struggled with, like Crystal Dungeon, just kind of taking those mushrooms and trying that shortcut out at the end was a bit of a challenge. But yeah, I think my favourite track to drive in this episode was Flowery Greenhouse. That was just such a nice track to drive. Like, it was nicer than I thought it would be. I thought the nicest track would have been Diddy Kong Racing Ancient Lake. And it probably would have been it if Flowery Greenhouse hadn't been there. But yeah, I think Diddy Kong Racing Ancient Lake was just a bit too short for me. So yeah, I think Flowery Greenhouse takes it for this video, in terms of the best custom track that I drive. But yeah, that'll be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any new videos from me. I've been Actor Shikawa, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Yeah.